Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Breaking overnight, a dangerous fire explodes in Northern California as gusty winds push the flames. We'll have a look at the firefight and a look at our own fire danger.
Thousands in Kern County are in the dark this morning as another round of public safety power shutoffs ensue. We'll tell you who's affected and how long it could last.
Houston has a problem. The Nationals win Game 2 of the World Series. What this means for the Astros as the Fall Classic moves to our nation's capital. Today's Thursday, October 24th, 2019. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher. You know I'm no baseball fan, but I'm just saying if you're not winning on your own home turf, it's probably not great news when you go to the other team's home turf, right?
Not a lot of great news for the Houston Astros. However, I know the Nats really wanted to win at least one game in Texas territory. They're taking home two, so that's pretty good. You know, all eyes are on the weather this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got several fires around the state. We've got fire danger here in Kern County. Lots to talk about. Kev?
Yeah, it's going to be a very hot day all around the state of California. And yes, fire danger is going to be extreme as we progress here throughout the day. Yesterday, our high in Bakersfield was 83 degrees. So you can see the temperatures have started to inch their way back up. We should be right around 76 this time of year. Currently, we sit at 58 in the Bakersfield area under calm winds. And as we take a look at the hour by hour here, things will change a little bit. We'll be right at near 80 by noon with an easterly wind at 9. And then as we progress, right around 3 o'clock, I do expect the winds to pick up out of the east at about 20 miles per hour. It's a dry wind, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s. Now let's talk about the mountains. That's where we're really going to be watching things today. 59 degrees right now, so very warm compared to when we were in the upper 30s and low 40s yesterday. Why is it so warm? The east-southeast wind right now at 11 miles per hour. Humidity at 17% right now. That will continue to drop throughout the day into the single digits. Right now, the winds are strongest over the Grapevine, but that is going to spread more in a northerly fashion throughout the day, and that's why the red flag warning for the Kern County mountains is in place until 10 p.m. tomorrow. By this afternoon, I expect those winds to pick up out of the east, 25 to 30, gusting near 60, and humidity values will be between 3 and 9%. That is a tinderbox recipe for a fire, and so we have to just be very cautious out there as we go throughout the afternoon. Starting out in the 60s, 72 at noon, and then by 3 o'clock, right near 74, but you can see those winds will really be blowing out of the southeast. We'll talk more weather in just a little bit, but first, let's see how the morning commute's going. We'll send that over to Alex.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Taking you outside for the first time this morning to the 99 at Airport Drive, and it's looking pretty clear on that side of town. Just be mindful as the clock is, of course, turning over to 5 a.m. right now, and there's a lot of construction projects that are starting to wrap up from overnight. So keep that in mind as they continue to clean up for the morning commute. And it's all looking great, though, around the county. We'll have another check coming up in about 15 minutes.
Dozens of homes and businesses in Kern County are in the dark as PG&E shuts off power. Right now, 49 PG&E customers are affected. The PSPS could affect up to 75 customers, and forecasts indicate the peak period of winds should end around noon tomorrow in Kern. People in parts of the Bay Area, including Sonoma, Napa, and San Mateo counties, could face outages as well.
And we continue to remind you how to sign up for alerts from both power utilities as these public safety power shutoffs look like they're here to stay for now. If you're a PG&E customer, you can get alerts sent directly to your phone. All you have to do is text the word enroll to 97633. You should receive multiple alerts ahead of the shutoff, including if you live in an area that will be de-energized.
All right, speaking of these public safety power shutoffs, thousands of homes and businesses in Kern County that are customers of Southern California Edison are in the dark ahead of these fire conditions. This morning, SoCal Edison has turned off the lights for more than 5,200 homes and businesses. Over 4,000 customers in SoCal Edison's service area are still under PSPS consideration. Most of the outages are in the Tehachapi and the Bear Valley Stallion Springs areas.
And meantime, again, if you would like to sign up for an alert, if you are a Southern California Edison utility customer, you can go to the website on your screen, sce.com, and create a profile.
We have some breaking news up north. The Kincaid fire is raging on in Northern California. The fire started late last night in Sonoma County. You can see the strong winds there pushing those flames. Evacuation orders are in order for nearly 600 households. The Sonoma County Sheriff's Department calls this a fast-moving fire. It's already scorched at least 10,000 acres. And speaking of fast-moving, just since this morning, it's grown several thousand acres in size. Red flag warnings are in effect for more than 25 million people, and wind gusts could hit up to 65 miles per hour this week. PG&E is cutting power to roughly 180,000 customers in the area as a precaution.
Now to an update this morning on the shooting in El Dorado County. A sheriff's deputy in Placerville was killed in the shooting early yesterday morning. Deputy Brian Ishmael was responding to a call about a theft at a marijuana garden. An off-duty San Joaquin County deputy was with him on a ride-along, but once they arrived at the home, someone started shooting at them. Ishmael was killed and the off-duty deputy was wounded, but is now helping with the investigation.
That deputy returned fire and did his best to save Brian. That off-duty deputy was also shot, taken to a local hospital, where he underwent surgery and was released and is now assisting our officers, our deputies, with this ongoing investigation.
Ishmael was a 4-year veteran with the Sheriff's Office and previously worked for the Placerville Police Department. 2 men are in custody. One of them is hospitalized after being shot.
They live an ocean away, but for the last week, more than a dozen students from Bakersfield's French sister city took the role of tourists as they visited the Golden Empire. 17's Aton Wallace caught up with these students and joins us with more on the program, connecting them to Bakersfield.
This exchange program is organized by the nonprofit organization known as the Bakersfield Sister City Project Corporation. In June, middle and high school students from the Golden Empire traveled to our newest sister city, Saint-Jean-de-Luz in France. And now students from the southwest French Basque City are in Kern County, and they say they're having a great time.
8th grader Patricia Suarez chowed down on some of Bakersfield's finest Basque food at Wool Growers Restaurant Wednesday night. She and 16 of her peers grew up with this type of food because these middle and high school students are from the southwest French city of Saint-Jean-de-Luz, in the heart of France's Basque region. Now, the 17 French students are some 6,000 miles away from home as part of Bakersfield's Sister City Project Corporation exchange program.
It's very different from our city in France, so we really enjoyed it.
Enjoyed the trip, she says, because of everything the group has been able to do and see in the last week. The itinerary included visits to tourist attractions in Southern California like Universal Studios and Six Flags Magic Mountain. Locally, the students visited Grimway Farms, where they took part in a cooking class and learned about how food is grown. They also attended a Bakersfield College football game, met with Bakersfield Mayor Karen Go, and yes, even checked out our digs at KGET TV 17 Studios. But what impressed this exchange student more than the sights was the people.
What stood out to you?
Well, I think how nice the people were to us. They were always very friendly and very helpful in all times. So I think that's the part that shocked us the most.
The French students are staying with their American peers, most of whom attend Fruitvale Junior High School. Less than 4 months ago, 12 American students, including 8th grader Lulu Scott, traveled to France as part of the exchange and were welcomed with open arms.
I've made a lot of close friends, like my friend Minna. If you experience something new, you learn so much, and it just opens your eyes to learning different ways, different things. It's just amazing to get to see everything.
We're very happy to be able to visit this amazing country, and we hope to be able to come back again.
Now, this is the end of the trip. The 17 French students and their chaperones will depart from Fruitvale Junior High School this morning. In the newsroom, Aton Wallace, 17 News.
All right, well, still ahead this morning, we're calling them Bakersfield's baseball family.
Yeah, more on that story coming up. But first, here's a look at your forecast with Kev.
And we are expecting a busy day in the forecast department with the fire danger extremely high. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Welcome back. The best team in baseball keeps losing to the underdogs. The Houston Astros lost to the Washington Nationals in Game 2 of the World Series last night. The final score, get this, 12-3. This means Houston has a problem. As both teams take the day off to travel to Washington, the Nationals will look to sweep the Astros. The Nats only have to win 2 more games, and if they win tomorrow and Saturday, they could become world champions for the first time on home turf. Bet the Astros have an impressive lineup, and they're going to look to make a comeback. The World Series continues tomorrow at 5 p.m. This is just another example of how great baseball is, because there's so many statistics. Tabitha, I know you know this. There's so much stats when it comes to baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And all of that can be thrown out.
Stats.
You can get lost in stats, and all that goes out the window when you have a series like this. When you have a postseason like this.
I know. It's been fantastic. And you know what? Like, I'm rooting for the Nationals. I'm just saying.
I am too. I have to say, I'm rooting for the Nats because they are an incredible team. So
always love the underdogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly.
And Bakersfield, is a baseball town, and for one local family, they just might be Bakersfield's baseball family.
Yeah, Tab's joining us. She introduced us to one of them earlier this week, and he's actually there with the Astros, right?
No, the Nationals.
Oh, he's with the Nationals.
That's why I'm rooting for the Nationals,
That's right.
Maddie. Come on.
But yeah, so this is a whole family, though.
Oh, yeah.
Affair.
Whole family. It's my 1-2 pitch to tell you why this is Bakersfield's baseball family, if you want to see what I did there. Well, earlier this week, I introduced you to Octavio Martinez. He is the bullpen catcher for the Washington Nationals, but he's not the only Martinez who loves a good ball game.
Go. That's Rendon.
It started with my dad. My dad loves the sport. He migrated over here from Mexico, so he wasn't able to play it a lot as a young boy, even though he did enjoy it. When you're little and you're seeing your dad play, obviously as a kid, you're going to really enjoy it and want to take part. And as little boys, we just picked up the love for the sport, and it was mainly through him.
Octavio Martinez says it all started with his parents. Jesus and Yolanda Martinez have 5 sons, 4 of which played baseball or are still playing. So here's the lineup. Batting first, Octavio, the second to oldest. A graduate of Highland High, playing for the Scots and Bakersfield College, he played professionally for 14 years before catching in the bullpen for the Nationals.
And the Nationals are on top.
In the 2-hole, Juan, the middle son.
When there's no baseball season, I come back and sub here, mainly at Arvin. And half the year I'm down in Mexico playing ball every day.
Juan is a South High grad, playing for the Rebels and Renegades before earning a scholarship to Oral Roberts University in Oklahoma.
I went to South High, graduated from there, went to BC. Didn't have a scholarship out of South High, went to BC and was able to get a scholarship out of there, full ride to D1 school. So just hard work, pays off sometimes. Hopefully some of these kids can learn that and hopefully take that on.
As you heard, Juan currently plays for a professional baseball league in Mexico.
Always chase your dreams, and you never know what could happen, work hard and see what happens.
Batting third, Rolando, the second youngest. He's a Ridgeview grad, playing for the Wolfpack, Renegades, and Oral Roberts before playing professionally in Mexico.
Baseball is really the main thing that I think, especially now, postseason stuff, that's what just brings us together.
Hitting cleanup, Luis, the youngest, a Ridgeview grad as well, playing for the Wolfpack, Renegades, and CSUB before going back to his alma mater to coach.
Last year I helped coach at Ridgeview, and I just love being around the game, seeing players develop, and helping them out.
And if you were wondering, yes, there's definitely some sibling rivalry, especially during the holidays when the boys get together and compete in home run derbies.
I don't know how long it's been, but we've been coming to Ridgeview and playing home run derby. Last year was actually the first year I actually beat Rolando and Juan. To brag a little bit, but...
But bigger than bragging rights and their love for baseball is their love for one another, which is why you'll find them gathered together every game this World Series, cheering on the Nationals, cheering on their brother.
I'm really proud of what he's done in the past and to where he's gotten, and one person that has deserved it to be up there, it's him for sure. I've seen all the hard work he's done and put in, and he's one that really deserves that kind of job.
You saw it hit cleanup in a World Series, and he just cleaned up. Wow!
So there you have it, the lineup for Bakersfield's baseball family.
I love it.
It's really neat. I love that it keeps them strong. Their bond started with their mom and dad, and it continues to be a bond between them. And no matter where they are or what they're doing, they still come together around baseball.
Great story. Thanks so much, Tabs.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Walmart kicking off its holiday shopping season earlier this year. The retailer says it will launch its online deal drop sales at midnight Friday. That's in part due to the shorter than usual shopping season in 2019. There will be 6 fewer shopping days between Thanksgiving and Christmas than there were in 2018. Walmart says it wants its customers to make the most of the shorter season. Honda is going green in Europe. The car company announced Wednesday it will only sell fully electric hybrid vehicles in Europe starting in 2022. That's 3 years earlier than it previously planned on ditching gas-only vehicles. To help make it happen, 6 new Honda models are planned for the market over the next 3 years. Many car makers are racing to bring more electric vehicles to the market. Volkswagen's spending $34 billion to launch 70 new electric models by 2028. Hyundai is investing $35 billion into EVs and autonomous driving over the next 5 years.